What's going on, guys? So we're back in the garage again. We've been getting pretty far on the car here. So our next step, we got to get some steering hooked up here. So as we're waiting for some parts to come in, we are going to be rebuilding our power steering rack. So we have a full seal kit for it. I've never taken one of these apart, so let's we'll see how this turns out. I'm actually gonna bring the rack right up to my house, and we're gonna work on it right in my basement where it's a lot warmer. All right, so we're down here in my basement. It's a lot warmer. We got the rack here. We got our seal kit. Get this on eBay. I think it was like 30 bucks. So first things first, we're gonna drill out this punch mark right there. It's kind of tough to see. So you drill that out, and then you'll be able to take this cap off. And then we're gonna start taking our bolts out and start ripping this bad boy apart. So, here we go. All right, that should do it. Just drill down until you see the change of metal, which is this cap here, this aluminum cap. So you'll see that as you're drilling. So next, you should be able to take your 1 5/8 socket, put it on your impact, and blast this off. So we'll see. There it is. Not bad. Next, you can take out these 3 E10. So these are E10 bolts. It's like a star socket. That. We're going to take these lines right off. So we actually have some fresh ISR lines that we're going to be putting in place of these hard lines. So, no reason, these are just a little banged up. Looks like they've been bent a few times, so we're just gonna, might as well start fresh. Next, we can take this cap right off. Set to the side. All right, next, we can take this cap out. This isn't a recommended wrench, but this is all we got. I don't want to run back down to the shop. It actually came loose. Shaft out of the side that you took the cap off. So, we're going to take the rest of these lines off. Next, we can take out the seals. So this seal came out and you pulled it through, right? That's one seal. So the other seal is in the rack here. So we're gonna try to get it out with just an extension. There we go. So there's the washer. Okay, so we're gonna replace the seals and then we're gonna paint it up after. There's 4 seals here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a bearing, but we're not gonna touch that. All right, now that we got all those O-rings removed, let's put some fresh ones on there. We're gonna use a little bit of ATF to help lube up those rings to get them on. This is the only thing I had around here, but you wanna use like dental floss. This is very thin stuff. And that's going to help you work it over the grooves into where it needs to be.
Like that. Like that.
So that's those 4 seals done. Next, we can do this main seal on the rack. Get that off of there. Ready? All right, and that's that seal. After you take that ring off, there's another ring underneath it. This one's kind of tough to see, but there is one down there. This is an actual O-ring. So this is underneath that seal. There's another O-ring. So now you can replace that with the O-ring provided. Pop that right in. So as you go in your bag of seals, you can find that exact seal, which I know would be this one. And same deal, how we replace these seals, we're gonna do that with this one. So we're gonna put ATF on it. After you get it on there, make sure it sits flat, which it isn't right now, so make sure it's all flattened down. That seal's done. Those that are in the rack itself here. Pretty easy. There we go. That went flying. She's going to go spring side facing up. So loop this up. Feel around the back side to make sure it's seated all the way. A little pick, which it seems to be seated all the way. All right, now we can replace the seal in the neck here. So there's a bearing that kind of holds it in. So we're going to pound that out. peasy. There it is. No damage. Very good. So now we can get that seal out of there. There you go. Now we can get the new one in. You're going to go flat side facing in, spring facing out, like so. And we're going to put this bearing back in. So that's fully seated in there. Very good. Next, we can do our rack seals. So for these, we'll start on this side. We are going to tape up these threads. That all taped up. We're also going to lube it. And of course, lube our seal. Alright, let's get our seal onto our shaft here. So we're going to go spring side in. Our metal bushing here, and this is going to go in the rack here. You're going to sit down right about there. Same thing, we're just going to lube it up. Slap it right up there. Well, you can take this tape off. Don't need this no more. Our rack here. Remember, we got this facing inward. And there it goes. So we got that seal in. We're going to make sure it's fully seated. So really you want this shaft a little bit past the threads. Alright, so let's do our last seal here. This, we're putting spring side in towards the middle of the rack. Then we can take our cap, screw that back down on. And that's actually what's going to be pushing the seal in the rest of the way. We can intact that right back down. Now we can put our steering shaft back in. Your teeth facing upward here, so that way. There you go. We can get our final seal that was in our bag here. Put that over this. Like so. Take our top part here, slap that back on there. couple whacks. E10 bolts back in. And we can put this guy back in there. White bushing inward. Then you have a flat washer, flat spacer for the spring. And it goes spring. And then you have a thick washer and a thin washer. Thick washer goes in first, then thin washer. And then you can put the cap back in. Or they recommend just tightening all the way in and then do a quarter turn out. So that's all the way in, and we're going to do a quarter turn out. Put our locking ring back on. Use our goofy wrench to tighten it, since we don't have the right tools here. We're not at the garage. We're in my basement. And that's it. You officially rebuilt your rack. So I'm gonna get this all sanded down and painted. All right, guys. I'll probably see you back down at the shop. All right, we're back in the shop. We're gonna get this rack sanded down, and then we're just gonna paint this edge over here, tape up everything else. Well, there it is, guys. Rack's all painted up, good to go. Fresh seals, ready to go in the car. Thanks for watching.